Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. And here we're looking at the daily candles, but to start this video, I'm going to switch over to the monthly candles, which is where all of my analysis is based on, and I'm going to take a step back to the origins of the stock so we can look at this touch point in red, which is the high of this time frame, which looks like the high was $5.65 occurring at the end of 1999 in December. And so I have that touch point here. These white lines don't really matter for this part of the chart. I just wanted to show that red touch point because it's relevant to the current time. And so that intersects with the top of this green candle, or the top of the wick, I should say, which represents the month of August 2018, when there was a high of $101.28. And so I have that touch point there. I also have this parallel channel, parallel channel that you had seen earlier on, but that's based on the touch points here. The high of, let's see, September 2018 of 102.53 is the touch point here, as well as this white horizontal line, which I'll come back to in a minute. There's also this touch point from the high of February 2020, and then also the high of, let's see, May 2020. So that's one pivot point in the top, and then these two pivot points for the bottom of that channel. And so as we can see where the current price is, we recently had a bounce at the bottom of that channel, as well as a test of that red line, which looks like it was support then. And and so now the price in December, December 1st was the first trading day. So while these are the monthly candles, this one uniquely just happens to represent one day because there's only been one day of trading in December so far. And so that candle closed below this orange line, which is at $47.51 based on the low of November 2020, where you can see this wick come down from that green candle. Let's see. Yeah, so that's correct. It does also intersect with the tail of this red candle for September 2020. Other touch points moving along here. And yeah, so yesterday, as I'm recording this, it's December 2nd. So on December 1st, the close was $47.03, so just below $47.51. However, it is above the top of that parallel channel, so that could serve as support if, let's see, the orange line is to be broken above and these higher levels tested again. So that is a possibility. I also have, let's see, this yellow line here at $177.61, which is based on the high of, let's see, August 2020. And there are a number of wicks that go up to that. And let's see, the close for the month of December 2021, or actually, sorry, the open, or the high, let's say the high and the open. The open was 177.25, so just below the yellow line. The high was 177.99, so there's another wick touching that line, piercing through it. At the level of 177.61. However, no closes above this line thus far. Also, I have, let's see, the high marked, which is 188.65, which was hit in the month of July 2021. And let's see, the high in November 2021 was 188.11. So pretty close to that blue line, but not quite. And so the all-time high for Amazon is 188.65. And so like this yellow line, which has served as resistance. There were a couple pierces of it. However, there have been no closes above 188.65. There's been no closes above 177.61, with the highest close, let's see, I believe being in the month of November 2021, which was a high of 188.11. So those are all levels that need to be tackled. The closes need to be above those levels for this to hit all-time highs again, to make new all-time highs. So that is possible, but first needing to stay above the top of this white channel, ideally break above this orange line at 147.51. And where they converge, where the white line and the orange line converges, which would be around January 2025, that could serve as significant support over the course of 2024, with perhaps bounces to test these levels. There is also some downside, however, to be concerned with, or to consider, I should say. So I had mentioned this white line that is drawn at 102.53. To me, it looks like, served as, I guess you could consider it a little bit of resistance here, was support here. But really, what I see is below that top white line, you have a good amount of sideways consolidation. And so that's going to serve as support. It's going to be hard to break below those levels. And then I also have this second white line drawn at $83.60. Based on the low for the month of June 2019, marked right here. And, again, I see that as, kind of the bottom of that solid consolidation on both sides of this peak here. There's consolidation on both sides of it, but then in this purple shaded area, there is still some consolidation, but it's not that much. So I feel if the price does return to below 102.53, if 83.60 does not hold, I do suspect further downside to 67.64 approximately, really just where there is this consolidation. If it does break below that level, 67.64, I don't think that there's been much consolidation, in below that. So I do think that there would be much further to drop after that. But yeah, to close this, I'm going to switch back to the daily candles. And so what we can see looking at these levels, it does look like this white line, top of the channel, let's see, served as support over here at the beginning of 2022, going into the end of April, with a gap down, and then some piercing going above that level, with the orange level serving as resistance with near touch point, not getting all the way up there, but pretty close. And then coming back below into this channel, going below it with the red line, as well as the bottom of that channel serving as resistance here. And then more recently, this is going back to June 2023, moving back into the channel, piercing above it, but then being rejected, testing the bottom of it, breaking below, faking people out, and then going higher. And actually, this low for this candle, let's see what that is. The low for that day, 118.35. So I do feel like that could be an important level of support if there is another break to the downside below this channel. And so the current price at 147.03, trading below this orange line at 147.51. And so what I would suspect will happen is there will be a retest of this white trend line as support, perhaps coming down to 143, 144. Perhaps lower. If that line is respected, the next test of this orange line, hopefully it will break through, but it might have to kind of zigzag, forming a wedge or a pennant inside this region here before breaking higher. And and then testing new all-time highs. So maybe that will happen in 2024, but there is definitely some risk now if the top of this channel is broken. We could be seeing levels perhaps going down to 125, something like that. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you like it, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.